have to admit, we regret to inform you. Boy, do I have an intimate relationship with that phrase. You see, roughly about 2 years ago, I applied to medical school, and that went really well for me.
Embrace every one of it.
Look at this dude. Look at how sad he is. To spare you the details, I got rejected from every medical school I applied to. I got a lot of "we regret to inform you." And after the whole process, I was left a shattered shell of the Tim I once was. I quit my work as a high school teacher and immediately began work as a medical assistant for the next year and a half. And then eventually I started applying to research jobs because, well, I know that that's really good for your medical school applications, but that's something that I just wanted to do. At the beginning of my application process for these research positions, I got an interview with one lab in particular, and I loved it. I passed the first interview, and I was asked for a second interview in person where I was able to meet the whole team. Look at how happy this guy is. Look at him go. Look at him change his clothes. Look at him walking around. Innocent little naive Tim. I absolutely fell in love with this lab. I remembered everyone's name, which is sort of a rare occurrence for me. And they were telling me that they loved the experience as well. And if I passed, they're going to give me a third interview. After I was told that we would have that third interview, I received an email with that pesky "we regret to inform you. Your third interview has been canceled because a person with 13 years more experience or whatever has gotten that position. The position has been filled. Sorry." I got an email saying that I didn't get the position. Look at how sad that little man is again. I feel bad for him. So, in standard Timmy fashion, I put on my figurative pants on, I strapped up my figurative boots, and I immediately tried to not cry over spilled milk, despite the fact that I literally was crying. And so I sent an email back saying, "Thank you so much for the opportunity. I really loved touring your lab. I loved experiencing and learning from everyone. If a position were to ever open up again, please let me know and I'll be more than happy to reapply." And in addition to sending that email, I applied to 40 other research positions within the next 2 to 3 days. Within the subsequent weeks, while I was working as a medical assistant, I was receiving an interview here and there, and I was also receiving that occasional "we regret to inform you" here and there. While I was going through all these rejections and these interviews, I happened to get an email from that first research lab that I applied to, the one that I really liked, saying, as fate would have it, the other applicant didn't get the position, something fell through, and we would love to extend that third interview offer to you again. Look at how cracked this guy is. Look at how happy he is. It's a great experience. And after that third interview, well, I lived happily ever after. Now, going into this topic of rejection and "we regret to inform you," I just want to start off by saying it's hard. It's really difficult. And it sucks. It's emotionally taxing. It's draining. It can plant a lot of seeds for insecurity. So I have to admit that. But not to beat a dead equine, I'm really a firm believer in being vulnerable. Being willing to experience pain. Because if you're willing to experience pain, then you have the potential for experiencing true, great joy. I mean, look at this dude. This guy's cracked. Not only is it to experience pain and joy, but it helps facilitate growth. At the beginning of this process, I was 5'6". Now I'm 5'10". But yeah, I really do think it's cool to experience that rejection repeatedly over and over and over again, because I applied to 40 research jobs. I've gotten rejected from every single one except for that one that accepted me. And I sort of became a master of rejection, of being rejected. And it was good practice. You got a lot of interviews and you get to play around with it, figure out some more questions, figure out how to answer, figure out how to be yourself. From this process, I was able to better refine my definition of who I am, and that's something that I wouldn't trade for the world. And that's a video that I'm planning on making soon as well. So I guess to end this video off with some engagement, I ask this of you, my fellow watchers and listeners. Have you ever experienced rejection or we regret to inform use? And how did you cope with it? How did you learn from it? Did you learn from it? What was the overall impact? What's your social security number? These are all questions that I would love for you to just put down in the comments. I look forward to hearing your replies, and I will see you all soon.